So the question gets asked, why Salt Lake City? Yes, why are so many people moving here to this beautiful state of Utah? Well, you're in luck because today I'm going to be sharing with you why I personally moved to Utah, why a lot of my clients are making a move, relocating here, and we are going to hop into it right now. Mariah Koehle here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your very first time here. I'm a licensed and active real estate agent here in Utah, and this channel is literally everything you need to know about eating, working, playing, sleeping, and living in the Salt Lake City, Utah area. If that is of interest to you, consider subscribing down below and make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you're notified. Every week we drop a new video. We hear from people like you all the time who are looking to move, who are looking to relocate, buy or sell a property here in Utah, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about making a move in a week, in a month, or even a year from now, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and my team and I would absolutely love to help you out. So the question gets asked, why Utah? Why are so many people moving to Utah? I actually just got a call recently from somebody in Montana that reached out, and they were like, Mariah, I've been watching your videos. Why do people continue to move to Salt Lake City and to Utah? We're actually thinking about making a move, but why is everybody else moving here? So let's hop right into it. Number one, simply the jobs. Yes, the jobs. There are a lot of jobs here in and around Salt Lake City. If you are into healthcare, finance, tech, education, there are a lot of jobs here. The unemployment rate here in Salt Lake and in Utah is very lower than 3%. Which is really good. So number one is jobs. Number two is the livability. The livability here in Utah, and especially here in Salt Lake. If you are looking at moving to Salt Lake, the livability is relatively easy compared to a lot of other places that people are coming from. When we talk about the public transportation that is here in and around Salt Lake City, it is easy to get to, from one thing to the next. It is, the distance that it takes to get to a lot of the different things is easy. The activities, just everything is pretty relatively close. So the livability here, not only the jobs, but the livability is great. Number three, people love the natural beauty that you see here in Utah. Honestly, these mountains are spectacular. The downtown is very clean. If you go to a big city and you come here to Salt Lake, you look around, and I remember when we came from California, we're like, where's all the trash? Like, sure, there's trash here and there, but relatively, Salt Lake City is a very clean, well-kept place. And if you are into clean and nice and all of that, Utah and specifically Salt Lake is very well kept. When I'm talking about natural beauty, moving right on to the next one are the national parks and the local parks, the state parks, the regional parks that are here in Utah. Parks. I have never seen so many incredibly gorgeous, when we go to like clean and well kept, clean, beautiful parks that are here in Utah. My husband actually just with a friend that came in that has never been down to southern Utah. And they said, I've heard of Arches, but I've never been. My husband's like, I'm taking you, let's go. And they hopped in the car. Literally 3 hours and 20 minutes later, they are at Arches National Park. They went, they did they saw the art, saw the arches that they wanted to see. And then they drove back that same day. So really, you're close enough and far enough away where you have accessibility to the national parks, and they are so gorgeous. We've got the 5 national parks that are all down in southern Utah that are really such a treat. And when I'm talking about like regional, state, national, all those different parks and the local parks that are here, there are so many parks for, just the walking, the walkability, the accessibility for kids. There's a lot of parks that are all accessibility too. So all ability parks, just a lot in the way of parks. Which leads me right on to the next one. Can we talk about family friendly? Yes, Utah is such a family friendly place. Every time my parents come here, they're like, Mariah, this place was built for families and for, just livability and outdoors and all of that. But the family friendly activities that are here, I know for us personally, when we moved here, we went, oh my goodness, like kids eat free here. Oh, family night here. Oh, there's a discounted rate this because it's another family, whatever. So there are so many wonderful family friendly activities here. The museums, the parks, the activities. Really, I mean, my kids here, they're like, can we do this? Can we do this? I'm like, well, let's see, how far away is that from us? Oh, that's 5 minutes. Oh, that's 10 minutes. Okay, maybe that's 15 minutes. Everything is relatively close, and there are so many amazing activities. Speaking of families, let's move right on to education. Yes, the education, the number of universities, when we're talking higher education, the number of universities that are here in and around Salt Lake are phenomenal. You've got the University of Utah, you've got Westminster. If you go a little bit more north, you've got Weber State. If you go a little bit down, a little bit south, but not too south, you've got Brigham Young University, you've got Utah Valley University. You've got a lot in the way of universities around here too. Also, when we speak of, education, Utah has a lot of different avenues. If you are looking at going the homeschool route, I have had several clients reach out lately that said, education's important, but I've been homeschooling. Are there any kind of homeschool co-ops that lend itself in Utah? Homeschool, co-ops, yes, yes, yes. If you're looking for the charter school route, yes, there is a lot in the way of that. If you are looking more for, the public traditional route, there are phenomenal public schools as well. If you're looking the private route, you've got Waterford, you've got, Challenger, you've got a lot in the way of educational choices here in Utah. And one thing that you should know, and I didn't know this before we moved here, is that the education, because Utah, it's an open enrollment. So what that means is even if your home is in a certain area, but you actually want your children to go to a different school, if there is room at that school, your child can go to the school that they are not actually, slated for because of open enrollment. So that is another really cool thing about that too. Another reason people are moving here to Utah, we talked in the beginning about jobs. They're also moving because of relocation companies. There are a lot of companies that are relocating their business here to Utah. Just in the last month, I think I've had 5 families reach out that are saying, hey, you know what? Our company is actually getting relocated here to Utah, and we need help finding a house. A lot of companies are relocating and bringing their businesses here to Utah. So that is another reason that people are moving here. Also, people are moving here because of the change of seasons, the weather, the 4 seasons that we experience here in Utah. I recently had 2 families from Florida that reached out, and they're like, we have loved Florida. It has been great for us, but honestly, we're ready for a little bit of a change of scenery. Like, we're ready to, have the kids on skis. We're ready to experience like a real fall and to have that, spring and all of that. So people are moving here for the weather, for the seasons, for the ski, for the recreation. We've talked about recreation a little bit too, but touching on that, I mean, because of the 4 seasons also, if you are into skiing, snowboarding, outdoor, sports like that, especially the winter sports, you are going to love being here in Utah because of all the different ski resorts that are literally at your fingertips here in Utah. So hopefully this gives you a small window and just an idea of why people are making the move here. I know my family and I, we decided to make the move here for many reasons, but one of the biggest ones for us was really just the education and family friendly. We knew that Utah really lends itself to that. I've got 4 kids, and the idea that we could, make this all work here and be in such a beautiful state was a huge, huge draw for us here. We've absolutely loved it. I've asked my kids multiple times, like, hey, you thinking about, you want to move back, to California where we came from? And they're like, no, we love Utah. So it's been an awesome fit for us. It's not for everybody, but these are some of the reasons that people are making a move here to Utah. And if you are considering making a move, relocating here, my team and I hear from people like you all the time, and we absolutely love it. So feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and it would be my absolute pleasure to connect with you. Take care and wishing you a wonderful day. Bye.